Speaking of conflict and fighting, since you left office, the number of global conflicts has skyrocketed. And I know Khabib talked to you about it quickly when you spoke with him. I think 2 weeks ago about President Biden authorized the use of American weapons in Russia, which has now led to a fleet of Russian warships coming towards Cuba this week. What are your thoughts and concerns around our current handling of our relationship with Russia?
Well, the Russian attack on Ukraine would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. It's just a shame. So many dead people. You look at just the soldiers, it's 500,000 soldiers between the both countries. But so many dead people, so many towns and villages and buildings and magnificent culture just being wiped out. You okay over there?
Stuff's falling over.
Sounds good. Nice book, by the way. Nice book.
We'll get to that.
That's his book about overcoming drug addiction.
It's a bestseller about the opiate epidemic, which we'll talk
wow,
about.
That's a great topic because it's so sad to see what's happening.
That's right. Nice book. I'm going to kill all drug dealers. Wow. I love when he says Russia never would have invaded Ukraine if I was the president. It's just like literally all of these things that have happened under the Brandon regime. He could just sit back and be like, yep, if I was president, none of that would have happened. Only good things, none of the bad. Believe me.
So bad. But it's a shame because it never would have happened. And it didn't happen during my 4 years. It didn't happen. It wouldn't have happened. I got along very well with Putin. I got along with Zelensky. But it wouldn't have happened. And October 7th would have never happened. And
yeah, like, see, this is the part where I would be like, if I was in the room in a situation like this is the part where I'd be like, how can you say that? Honestly, you ripped apart the Iran denuclearization agreement, which literally created more regional stability. Okay. You added additional sanctions to Iran, even though European investigators were still openly reporting that Iran was following through on the nuclear denuclearization agreement, even after you ripped the deal apart, famously. You moved the embassy to Jerusalem, which was insane. Okay. That was an insane move. You moved the American embassy to Jerusalem, making it permanent that like Israel now controls Jerusalem, including occupied East Jerusalem. You then recognized annexed territory, Golan Heights, which is Syrian land that Israel illegally occupies. Again, you recognize that as like permanent Israeli land. You did the Abraham Accords, which directly wrote out the Palestinians from the equation of Palestinian sovereignty, which greatly increased tensions and was the direct consequence of which was October 7. Beyond that, you also assassinated the second in command, Qasem Soleimani, in Iran. You are a big part of why October 7 happened, if not the biggest part outside of Israel. This is the type of shit that obviously Trump is never going to be questioned on, because I don't think it's not even like Mike that's going to ask him these questions, but it's also not even like mainstream media that would ever ask him these questions, because the reverse of this for mainstream media, the reversal is an easy dunk as well. Trump could go, if it was so bad, why didn't Brandon change it? You know what I mean? Because Joe Biden has continued on the Abraham Accords. Joe Biden never reversed the embassy move decision. Joe Biden never took back any of the things that Donald Trump did on Israel. So there is a unified bipartisan agreement when it comes to American foreign policy. Okay? That's just the truth. That's why someone like Donald Trump, when he was running in 2016, could very easily turn around and say, Obama put the kids in concentration camps too. Why are you getting mad at me when I do it? You know? Which is so funny to be like, oh yeah, we hate that you're putting children in detention facilities. And he would always just say, who built a detention facility?